Faff.
Welcome back to FPL Faff with Jez, Jack and Jim. I'm Jez.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Jim.
So the Arsenal game has just finished. Big Rob Holding has come off my bench with 6 points, 6 huge ones. Guys,
outrageous.
First of all, I think we all played our free hits this week because there were not very many fixtures on.
I might as well not have played my free hit.
Well, that's just completely false.
I took a look at my squad literally a few minutes ago. My squad before the free hit and having played the free hit, and I'm now 48 points better off from playing the free hit. I can't believe it. I can't even believe I was debating hitting that chip. Yeah, very, very happy. But I think we all did all right, no?
Yeah,
how did you go?
Sorry, I'm just doing some quick maths on mine. If I did not play my free hit, I would have had 2, 4, 7 plus 8, 15. I would have had 15 points. Wow. Yeah, okay.
I think this week, fair to say, was not too much in the way of attacking returns, but the defences were solid this week.
Look, let's just call it for what it is. This week was dull.
It was a dull game. It was a dull game week for sure.
Shit.
It was.
I was expecting. I looked at my free hit squad. I was just like, this is so good. Like, this is at least 70 to 80 points.
And there weren't any really unexpected results either.
Not really, but
the only one was
results. Yeah.
Yeah, the only one was Spurs Fulham, which was just like
So happy about that one actually.
I was debating getting Leno in goal. Anyway, let's run through our teams and our points for this week. Jack, do you want to start?
Yeah, I'll go quick. So free hit, I'm going to finish on 59 points, a point away from my 60 target. Pretty happy with that. I'll go through. De Gea in goal, a lovely 6 points. I doubled up on the City defence, which was great. Diaz with 7, scraping in with a solitary bonus point as well as his clean sheet. Big John Stones, he will never leave my team all season. 6 points from him, fantastic. Rob Holding coming in with 6. Eric Dyer, sadly with the 2. Fulham played well. Credit to Fulham, we've got to call them out. They were great this week.
They were so good, yeah.
They deserve that point. There's no doubt. 5 draws on the bounce for Fulham. They haven't lost in 5. They haven't won in 5, but they're they're showing the form that might. Hopefully, I quite like the way they play. They might stay clear of relegation. In midfield, I captained De Bruyne, so he got the assist. 12 points in total. Not the best for a captain.
Should have been another assist.
He was busy.
More accurately, he should have been a goal.
He was taking shots.
He had about 3 one-on-ones. If he just slotted one of those away, or if he had just said, you know what, I'm the penalty taker of this team.
Exactly.
Why don't I slot this away? Here, Raheem, if you've missed your last 2 pens, why don't you go sky one?
I think it's fair to say Raheem isn't taking the next one. I think what it does mean is De Bruyne is nailed for pens going forward if Man City get them. I
just don't get it. I just don't get it. Why would they change it? Just why?
No,
Raheem didn't even start the game. So
I think it was just because the game was sort of done. They got the penalty in the 90th minute thereabouts. They were already up.
Ridiculous.
Give it to Raheem, get him back in the goals, and but that I'm sorry, I'm not a great footballer. I can hit the target pretty accurately, I think I would.
I mean, I remember our 5-a-sides, mate.
Well, so. look.
It was poor. De Bruyne will be on them for going forward. It was a great goal from Foden as well. Well taken. In terms of other midfielders, Son and Bruno with 2 apiece. Not fantastic there. Luckily, there was a big effective ownership. A lot of teams had him. Had Rashford in there, got the assist for Pogba's goal. Nice finish there. A couple of deflections on the way through, but good volley. Callum Wilson with 2. Disappointing there. And my highest point scorer of the week would have been Keane if I captained him. But he got, obviously, the goal, 8 points. Lovely goal as well. Great crossing from...
Great goal.
Oh, it's beautiful.
From Reguilon. Yeah, nice goal. So 59 points for me.
Very nice. Jim, how'd you go?
It's a bad week when you have to rely on Tyrick Mitchell to come off your bench to give you a decent level of points.
That made me absolutely sick seeing him come off your bench. You picked him because he was 3.9. You were like, I've got 11 starters. That's fine for a free hit. Oh.
I mean, I low-key backed him. And he is my tiny turn-up of the week.
Tiny turn-up.
Tiny turn-up. With a 2 bonus, which is amazing. So I think I'll finish on 57 points in total. So, actually, this reminds me of how fucked off I am with the Sheffield United and Newcastle game. That was not a fucking pen.
I don't know what game you were watching.
It's a joke. It wasn't a pen. It didn't even fucking touch his arm.
Yeah.
Sheffield United can't score unless it's handed to them on a fucking silver platter. That should have been 0-0. I should have got 6+ saves from Darlow. I should have finished on at least 8 points. Yeah, and
Yep.
he probably would have finished on about 10 points.
But instead he's got to... Look, you know what? You don't have the right to be sighing that deeply about it. No,
yes,
sorry, you got 8 points from Mitchell off your bench. Just, you win some, you lose some.
True. Very true. I mean, but that's only because Tierney, which I think is a massive shock to a lot of teams, because I think they brought him in specifically for this game week as well on the free hit, and he was rested, so that's messed up. If he played, he probably would have done something, but he would have at least got the clean sheet.
He would have got the clean sheet, obviously. Yeah.
And probably a bonus as well. So
he probably would have, because it was all defenders in the bonus today.
So in with that in mind, I would have finished on the same nonetheless. But let's go through. Darlow with 2. Wan-Bissaka was 6. Fairly solid. Cancelo was 6. Tierney was 0. Mitchell coming on with 8. Lovely. Son with 2. A little bit upset about that. But I'm happy with a 1-1, oddly. Because it ruined someone's clean sheet all the way at the back.
Yeah, I wonder whose clean sheet that was.
Fernando's with 2, which is insane. Don't get that at all. Rashford with 6. De Bruyne, I also captained him like you, Jack. 12 points. Gundogan with 3. So he was my differential that no one had. He would have gotten an assist if Kevin De Bruyne could shoot on target. Never mind. Really upset with that because, guys, I already had Phil Foden in twice during this season so far because I can see his potential. Whenever he plays, when Pep actually plays him and starts him, he does bits, always.
His goals per minute must be up there at the top of the Premier League.
He's the lead goal scorer for Manchester City right now.
That's so fun. He's played like half the games.
Yeah, and he is the lead goal scorer. It's because City, for some reason, I've decided to not play strikers and just rely on their midfield. And
it's
every
really
single goal
as well.
is like similar.
But it's working.
It is fairly.
Yeah, it is.
But Aguero would have been.
I think it's working in the sense that they're winning games, but I think honestly, that's due to the fact that they've really tightened up at the back. If you remember last year, they would score 4 goals, concede 2.
Yeah.
This season they've got Diaz in. They've got
Stones is looking actually really good with Diaz.
Stones looks like he's remembered how to play football.
Stones looks the player. Like he's been so good in the last few weeks. I've been watching. I've been during lockdown, fortunate to watch a few games on TV. Like he's like so empowering at the back there. Like he's almost looking like Diaz, which is surprising. He's got to be in the Euro squad for England next year. Like there's no doubt in my mind.
He's so good and so quick. He's just on it, and even when he was at Everton, he was solid, and he was always good on the ball. Like I think it was just an off season last season, and everyone thought Laporte and Diaz was going to be the core centre backs for City, but He's turned up, and with that, so has his price. He's no longer what he was in the 4 million marks of 4.8, 4.9. He's now 5. He's going to go up to 5.1 as well.
I said this a few weeks ago. It's going to pain me when I finally get Stones in and he's ticked over that 5 mark. Yeah.
Let me just finish. Kane and Lacazette up front. I was expecting more from Lacazette, but obviously with Mitchell coming off the bench, I'm happy that he did not score. Kane, obviously, I should have captained. But yeah, that is all of my bench is 0 except for Mitchell, who's my first sub.
Makes me so sick.
Lovely. And I'll let you go on, Jez. What was yours?
So I picked the wrong keeper, clearly. I picked Lloris at the back. I was tossing up between him and Leno. Leno would have got me 6 tonight. Never mind. 3 from Lloris. Like you guys, I had a very similar backline. Cancelo, Tierney, and Wan-Bissaka. But obviously Tierney didn't play, so I had Holding come off my bench, and I had 6 apiece for those 3 guys. Bruno with 2, KDB with 6, Son with 2, Rashford with 6, and Smith Rowe with 3. My best player was also my captain, which was Harry Kane. 8 turns into 16 from him, and Callum Wilson with 2. The annoying thing is, I had Mitchell sitting at second sub, not thinking that he would play or that they would keep a clean sheet, and he's my tied top scorer. Anyway, that's 58 for me.
That's horrible. Tyrick Mitchell.
That's brutal.
He's got his face back and he's absolutely thrown it in your face.
God. Yeah, as much as my personal pains are interesting to our listeners, Jack, you mentioned before that Tyrick Mitchell looks like he's got his spot back permanently. PVA, Patrick Van Aanholt, is not signing his contract, and consequently he's sitting on the bench.
Yeah, I think
huge.
It is huge. You're looking all of a sudden, we were all laughing a few weeks ago, quite rightly. Mitchell, he was just sitting on a lot of teams' benches, constantly picking up 0 points. It sometimes wasn't even the match day squad. I think it's clear now. Patrick Van Aanholt, he's leaving in the summer, if not sooner. I think Palace would actually like to get rid of him this side of this transfer window, so they can actually get a fee for him. But it looks like he's on his way out, and
I'm seriously considering bringing him in my full squad.
Well, yeah, he is in my full squad. And look, if I'm in dire straits, or it's fixture rotation, and players are tired and managers want to give people a rest, I don't mind. I do not mind a Palace defender coming on there. I mean, they haven't been great this season, but if he's...
Usually they're pretty tight at the back, though.
But look, it's another clean sheet. Yeah, definitely. It's probably worth a mention for Arsenal as well. That's 4 clean sheets in a row. Again, Rob Holding, we laughed at him, but it's another clean sheet. And he's playing well, and he's just signed a new contract. He's, I'm yet to put my money where my mouth is.
He's going to be the poster boy of Arsenal.
Oh, mate, I know. That sounds embarrassing. Let's not go that far. No, but it was an interesting game week, and it's we're looking for a lot of teams. I think it was the right time to play the free hit. I think that was clear. There's a lot of it was a week where there were so few teams playing. It was just a shame that there wasn't even more attacking returns knocking around. But look, it is what it is.
Look, it is what it is. Most people who played the free hit would have had a very similar team, so that it's just one of those weeks. The annoying thing is there's been some rescheduled games because of COVID, which, if like me, you've been setting up your squad for the last 8 weeks to have a massive double game week, that presents a really big problem. I think I was going to bench boost next week, and that's no longer going to happen because 6 of my double game weeks have turned into single game weeks.
Wow.
I think the big issue around the double game week was just that Leeds Southampton postponement. I think everyone would have been fine with the few other changes that went on, but that one seemed to be a problem because for both of those teams, there's a lot of nice price players in there. They're easy to get in there, enablers. A lot of the Southampton and Leeds defences, a lot of people would have got them. I've seen teams where they've got 3 Southampton and 3 Leeds, and you've all of a sudden you've just got six of your 15 just wiped out.
To be honest, that
Ouch.
was going to be me. I was planning on taking a couple of hits just to double up on the game week. I was going to have a Southampton goalkeeper, defender, striker. I was going to have a Leeds defender, midfielder, striker.
And you were just hoping for a 0-0.
Honestly, I was just saying they're going to play 2 games. I hope that they each do something in one of those 2 games.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what? I've been really lucky. Obviously, with the free hit team going. No, forgetting about that. I mean, whatever. It is what it is. But like, without any changes, I would have had 8 players on double game weeks straight away without any changes. But I'll go into like what my team will be looking like in a bit. But that's pretty big. That's where I've been lucky.
Yeah.
My Mitchell coming off the bench should have been Kieran Tierney giving me 6 points anyway. So,
Jim, who is your turn-up king of this week?
I'm glad you mentioned that. I think, obviously this week has been quite subdued. There's been a lot of low-scoring games, but what a huge result. And I'm going to be a little bit biased, but for the right reasons, it's going to go to Michael Keane. He is my turn-up king of the week.
King. As much as it pains me, you are right. He's the turn-up king of this week.
Remember when you laughed at my face, or in my face, virtually?
Disclaimer.
Social distance, whoa. About me mentioning Michael Keane, and you're like, I'm never going to go near an Everton defender. But
in my defense,
on that ball.
In my defense, Everton didn't keep a clean sheet. That's all I was saying.
True.
Defenders score every now and then because they're all usually, central defenders are pretty tall. Sometimes they stick the fat head on it. It's fine.
Yeah.
But they didn't keep a clean sheet, and that's the result I saw.
That is fair. But Chelsea don't keep a clean sheet really. But that's not the reason why I've got Kurt Zouma in my team.
Yeah, but he's more of a presence though.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, Michael Keane. What
good pick.
And
a nice price. 5.1 is for a team who are, let's say it, they're challenging for Europe. Everton, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
Like they want to be in that top 4. I'm sure they'll settle for Europa League plays, but they're looking good. The only thing I'd say is how long is Calvert-Lewin out for? Because that didn't look promising. I mean, there was no fixture this game.
I'm worried about that.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. We'll get on to my team later.
So if you do have him in your team, you should definitely get him out.
Yeah,
guys,
definitely.
let's quickly run through our plans for this coming game week.
Yeah, so my team going in for a big double game week in game week 19. So I've got McCarthy in goal at the moment. He's not on a double game week, but that's fine. I've got Trent Alexander playing, who I was going to get out this week, but I've made my transfers elsewhere. Transfers, plural, I have made 2. That is a -4, sadly.
Love that.
So Trent Alexander-Arnold is against Man United at home and Burnley at home. So I like one of those fixtures. Chilwell, I'm happy with that one. Chelsea have got Fulham and Leicester. That's the same for Zuma, and I'm playing them both. I've got Cancelo, Crystal Palace against Aston Villa, both at home. I've got Fernandes, who has got my vice captain armband this week with Liverpool and Fulham. I've got Mohamed Salah, who's going to be against Man United and Burnley, same as Trent. He's got my captain at the moment. Souček, who is going to be at home against Burnley and West Brom. I'm seriously considering captaining Souček. I have got Gundogan in, so I brought him in for my free hit, and El Ghazi was in my team, and I've taken El Ghazi out. I'm probably going to regret that, and I brought in Gundogan because he's cheaper, but also he's starting, and every other week he's doing something, and he's probably going to be my Phil Foden. Every time I bring him in, he does nothing, and then when I take him out, he turns up. So, City's fixtures are just a little bit nicer than Aston Villa's, I felt. We get at home to Crystal Palace and at home again to Aston Villa. So I've got Son, so I'm playing a 4-5-1, and I've got Kane up front.
Nice. Good team.
I have made another change, actually. Not live, just then. He's actually going to come on. I've actually brought in Martinez.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's a good choice.
So I'm going to play him instead of McCarthy. I've just updated that now. So that was why I took a -4. I've got Bamford, Ayling and Brewster on my bench.
Very nice. Very nice.
Pretty strong. Jack, what are you looking at?
So I'm looking at a -8 before the game week even starts. I've made 3 transfers.
Huge.
I don't want to play my wild card just yet. I'm quite happy with my squad, but I was actually looking at a blank game week for Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and I can't be having that. So he's come out. I'll start at the back actually. So I've still got McCarthy in goal. I think he's a good keeper, and I like Southampton, and they do keep clean sheets regardless of fixtures. They kept a clean sheet against Liverpool. I mean, that's enough of a reason for me to keep him. I like Southampton this season. I've been impressed. I'm playing a 4-4-2. So at the back, I've got Big John Stones.
Sorry, you love a 4-4-2.
He does.
I do. I think around this time, I don't know what it is, but around this time of the season, it's lots of fixtures. I think players are tired. And I think naturally that leads to more clean sheets. And I'm fine having 4 at the back. That doesn't concern me at all. So I've got 4 at the back. John Stones, obviously Palace and Villa at home. I'm hoping for 2 clean sheets, quite frankly, there. The games are 3 days apart. I think he'll play. I think he's justified his space in the team now, no question. I've taken out Stuart Dallas and I've put in Matthew Loughton, which is nothing more than a budgetary choice rather than I like Loughton and I think he's going to get points. They've got both away games, West Ham and Liverpool, but if there's any chance for clean sheets against West Ham, so I'll rather have him there for a double. I've got Trent at the back. Again, United and Burnley, we've already mentioned, both at home. I'm hoping for attacking returns. And I've got Saul as well from West Ham.
That's really good. Great pictures.
Yeah, happy with that. And then I've got a midfield of Souček, Salah, Bruno Fernandes, and I've taken out Son and I've put in Kevin De Bruyne. So
you've taken out Son. He's not going to come back in your squad, I'm telling you.
No, do you know what? I remember I took out Son a few weeks ago. I don't have value on Son anymore. So it's not like I'm losing any of that.
Right.
It was a like for like. I think I gained 0.1.
That's probably wise. Damn, that's huge.
But listen, I'm nervous because they've got Sheffield United away, and that's that could be anyone's.
Kevin De Bruyne is at home against Crystal Palace and Aston Villa.
Exactly that.
For real.
Yeah, it's not a choice.
Which is really the reason
I'm scared now because that's big.
And he's also got my captain armband, and not only that, it's the fixtures afterwards. They got West Brom, Sheffield United, and Burnley. So
I really hope he gets rested for one of those games.
He very much could do. Yeah, there's no very much possibility.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm thinking about Salah for Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, I mean, I played with it, but I just think it's a risk. It's a risk to get out.
I'm not taking. This is coming from a massive Evertonian. I'm not taking Mo out of my team. Mo's
done enough over the last 2 seasons for me to never get rid of him. I think he's always going to stay there. Yeah. He could turn up in any single game with big scores. So he's going to stay. But I'm pleased I've got Kevin back in. He's going to stick around. Kane remains in my team. He's got Sheffield United away. I'm going to keep him there, and he's on pens. Just a great player all around. And then I've taken out Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and I'm taking a punt on Mikel Antonio. He has come into my squad.
That's not a bad shot. They've just got rid of Haller, so there's nobody else who's going to take that spot.
So no, I've kept Kane. So I'm playing 4-4-2 Kane and Mikel Antonio up top, which leaves me with a bench of Patrick Bamford, Tyrick Mitchell and Romeu as my third sub, which
I'm just going to say, I think that's the best squad in the league right now.
I don't know about that. I mean, Loughton I don't like, and normally
that's the only one.
But any other week, he's my first sub, and Patrick Bamford starts. It's only because he's got a double. So I'm quite happy with the squad. I'm glad it's only -8. If it was -12, I'd be a little bit funny about it. I've got 9 players on a double, so I'll keep that. I quite like the squad for the fixtures they have in the next few games after this. I was actually debating a triple captain, but you're right, Jim. It's the rotation for De Bruyne which does slightly scare me.
I don't think he has been rotated at all this season, so might.
I can't see Kevin De Bruyne not playing in a single game where he's healthy.
Jag, honestly, with that, because this is huge. 9 players on a double game.
This is triple captain territory. You have to be playing Big Kev this week.
No, I don't know if you have to do that, but I'm just saying, captaining him alone, I think that's going to put you. I'm only like 20 points above you, and I think I'm already battling with a shout out to. Shout out to Benny Hilton FC.
Yes, Benny Hilton FC, big love. He had a good game.
Really close already, but I think if you do captain him, I think that might put you up there.
But the thing that makes me nervous, and I think I'm right to think this, you having a double Chelsea defence and me not having a single Chelsea player, that does scare me because, there's no reason why they can't get 2 clean sheets there. No question. And all of a sudden I'm 1 point behind. So I don't like the -8. But look, listen, it is what it is. I'm hoping that the way I'm thinking about it, Dominic Calvert-Lewin was never going to play anyway. So the fact that Antonio is probably going to play 2 games, he's already made up 4 of that -8, and then I'm captaining De Bruyne over a Son who had a single game week against Sheffield United. So I feel like I'm not going to be in a deficit points wise. It's just not. It's just never ideal, is it, to take a big points hit? But I think it's worth it in game weeks like this.
Yeah.
Jez, what's your team looking like, mate?
So this week has cast me into dire straits. Those cancelled fixtures. And the fact that I know that you both are going to be playing at least 9 players on a double game week, it's forced me to do something drastic, and I'm going to have to drop my wild card.
No, you don't. Jez.
I don't see any other point. Any other way.
What do you have before the wild card? Before you talk about the team, how many players would you have had on a double?
So I would have. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I would have 4, potentially 5. I've got Charlie Taylor, who's still showing an injury flag, and he's my 5th double game week. That's just not good enough.
I mean, can't you just take a couple of -4 or -8?
Okay, to be fair, I would probably get rid of Zaha and bring in Grealish. Fine, that makes up a 5th, but really, that's not good enough for me. I need to gain points. I'm going to have to be very careful for the rest of the season. I'm going to have to plan very well. And honestly, I'm going to have a bit of luck.
But I'm still looking at this. You've got 5. You can make a free transfer, and get 5 players on a double game week. That's pretty big already.
Well, it's not though, is it?
Like it is.
Most people, because the players that I have in my team are very common players. So most people will have those players on a double anyway. I've got Bruno, Chilwell, Salah, and Souček. Almost 100% of teams in any league will have those 4 players.
But also, all of your team is still playing. There's no one that's not going to play. But maybe Taylor, as you said, but he probably still might play.
The thing that concerns me as well is if Taylor doesn't play that first game and then he comes and plays Liverpool away, I don't want that.
Yeah, good point.
Yes, but what I'm trying to say is that you don't need to play your wild card. You want to play your wild card.
I disagree. This week is make or break for me. It was going to be a huge turn up. It needs to be not a bad week. I can't be losing ground here. Otherwise,
it's not going to be a bad week. Like what the players that you're going to potentially probably take out. Let's say potentially probably will be taken out. They might have a great week.
So hang on. So let me get this straight. Neeland, who no longer plays in the Premier League. Taylor, who is injured and maybe will play against Liverpool away. Zaha, who's going to play against City away. Strijic, who's just lost his place again. Brewster. Those players are going to turn up. Is that what you're telling me?
Okay, maybe not. But you're looking at, 3 Leeds players, right?
Yeah, so well? I would have ditched Zaha for Harrison probably.
So
if
he's
the fixture
at home against Brighton. So
I'm talking hypothetically if the double game week had stayed.
Yeah, but he's still at home to Brighton, and I would not get him out.
I think it's important to remember as well, before the wild card, Jez, and the fixture changes, you were going to lock into your bench boost. So you weren't always set on losing the wild card. The fact that the bench boost is no longer an option and there's not enough double game week players, I think it's probably a risk worth taking. I think when you look at 4 double... I was having a look and I was thinking, if you've got 9 or 10 players on a double, you might as well throw your bench boost in there so you can just get rid of the chip and you can focus the rest of the season on just focusing on a really strong, first 11 or maybe 12 players. But, I think when you're in a situation now where you're planning for the remainder of the season, wildcard is not a bad shout. I think that would be a good move to make given your situation. But, I think for other managers who are thinking about it, with all the fixture changes, there's no need to rush into a wildcard necessarily if you have less than 6 players on a double, it's probably worth it.
So right,
I think the thing.
Sorry to cut you off, Jez, but we're halfway in the Prem right now through the season. We've got another huge half to go.
I understand, but look, you got to take risks if you want to go big.
When did you learn when you played your first wild card in game week 2?
Look, honestly, we made a lot of fun of that at the time, but that wasn't the worst move as it turned out.
No, you did a tiny turn up, but it's where the
but also I didn't need it. I didn't need it later on. There was a couple of weeks when I was just like, I want to make 2 transfers, give me a wild card, but really,
okay.
Apart from the fact that I got in an injured defender 3 weeks in a row, I haven't had that many issues. Anyway, I'm going to do that. Let me tell you the transfers I'm going to make.
You're doing it live?
Yeah, I'm doing this live on the pod.
Whoa!
Whey.
So, Neeland is out. Emi Martinez in. Chilwell out. John Stones in.
Chilwell out? What?
Wow. Look, man, that one's a price decision. I'm not thrilled about it, but
I'm actually happy you've done that. Thank you.
Look,
it makes sense. He's expensive. I get that.
He's expensive. They've got 2 away fixtures. Fulham are looking okay. I expect Leicester to score.
He wasn't expensive when I bought him.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I've made literally nothing on him now, so it's fine. Where was I? So Strijic out, Queswell in, Taylor out, Queswell in, Zaha out, Grealish in, and that one pains me because I had the choice between the 2 of them a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that's hard.
First, Aston Villa's double game week was cancelled, and then it was uncancelled, and so I got him when he was dirt cheap, and now I'm getting him back for 7.7. I'm really upset about that. Anyway, Grealish is coming back in, Harry Kane out, Watkins in, and Brewster out, Jamie Vardy in.
Wow.
So I will say,
I'm glad you're doing that.
I'm going to get Harry Kane back in, but I got him for 10.9. He's now 11.1. Okay, I'm going to lose 0.1 on this. Yep. He's going to be my one outfield player, well, my one player in my entire squad who's not on a double that plays.
So how many doubles will you have after this wildcard?
10
out of 11.
Shit.
I think there's a lot of differentials in there as well. I mean, again, it is a stick or twist, but it looks like a nice squad for not just this game week, but a few game weeks afterwards, which you've got to applaud.
And I will say as well, as a preface to this, I had a look at which teams still have games in hand, and particularly which teams still have 2 games in hand. Aston Villa is one of those sides, and I'm probably going to stick with Grealish, and I'm going to stick with Martinez for the rest of the season. So I feel like they're going to have some turn-ups at some point. Watkins probably will disappear from my squad and make room for Kane again. But it's what it is. I'll probably get an Aston Villa defender in, hopefully, before they have one of their next double game weeks.
Very nice. Nice squad.
Huge.
Lots of differentials from all teams. Lots
Huge
of changes all
differentials.
round. Shall we go into the transfers in and out?
Let's do it.
We'll start with transfers out, as always. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has 500,000 managers, including myself,
Wow.
taking him out. So
Yep.
he's all of a sudden not, for good reason, not having a game, and he's picked up a knock. He's out of a lot of places. I mean, I want to get him back at some point. I think he's great, and when Everton are on form, he's normally in there.
He's gonna be back. He's gonna be great. Hopefully, he's not out for too long.
Completely. So he is. He is number 1 on the out list. Number 2 is Son. So he 100,000 managers. I see a price drop, to be honest, before the next game week.
Oh, come off it!
I do.
Look, it doesn't matter though, because you know that when he scores 2 goals this week, people are going to flood to get him back in. That's how Son works.
That is true. That is true. Callum Wilson, number 3. I like Callum Wilson, but he's in a poor team, so that makes sense. Wilfred Zaha, number 4.
Yeah.
Pedro Neto coming in at number 5. A lot of people were getting him on the free hit, and he did not perform, so it doesn't surprise me. Harry Kane is number 6. 2 of the Tottenham boys
Going out.
out.
Do you reckon this is just because of the double game week?
This is 100% because of the double.
This
There'll
is
be a lot of
double
people
game
like myself that they haven't
He's
really
against
got-
Sheffield United.
Yeah,
Like,
look, I understand,
why?
but most
Why?
people. So I'll tell you why. I expect to see Jamie Vardy on the transferred in list because that's a direct swap. 2 games versus 1, similar returns from each player. I understand.
Yeah, I get that.
Who
And
else
also,
to play?
he's expensive. Like, he can, him or Son, to be fair, you can, a bit like what I did, you can move them around for someone like a De Bruyne or if anyone was taking a punt on Aguero, if he's back from isolation, I don't know. But like, they're the kind of players that I can imagine people will be looking at. Number 7 out is Jack Grealish. Number 8 out is Jamie Vardy.
Oh,
See,
okay.
that's mad.
Number 9 out is Patrick Bamford, another surprise. And number 10 out is Alex McCarthy. A lot of well-owned players in the top 10 out list there.
So I think some of
That's
this
mad.
has to do. I think so there were some early transfers in the week that are mistakes because of how the fixtures have been shuffled. Aston Villa were looking like they only had 1 game and then it got rescheduled. So a lot of angry managers probably got rid of Grealish. And Vardy was shown an injury flag and now he's fine.
Yeah, for sure. So that's the top 10 transfers out list. The top 10 transfers in list. Again, a lot of repeat players in here. So number 1, bizarrely, is Patrick Bamford. So a lot of
Okay, no.
yeah, honestly, a lot of
Whoa.
people getting him out, a lot of people getting him in equally.
That's okay.
Unsurprising, number 2. He is always here. It's 5 goals in 10 games. It's Souček. He is
Yes, it is.
number 2. This pleases me. Number 3, a lot of people taking a similar punt to myself. Mikel Antonio is number 3 on this list.
Wow.
We'll see how he gets on. Number 4 is Phil Foden.
Yeah.
Again, played very well against Brighton.
Oh,
deservedly so in this.
Fucking Foden.
Number 5.
I like him as a player. I think he's great, but
He's a great player.
He is great. I think there's another haul coming for him, to be honest. He's their top scorer of the season
Don't
in
say
all
that.
competitions.
Yeah.
The kid's incredible. De Bruyne is number 5. Pleased to see him. This made me chuckle. Number 6 is Danny Ings, which I don't know why, because he's been tested positive for COVID and they now have a single game week. So he's effectively ruled out for the double game week. I would imagine.
and for that one game as well.
I know he's gonna be returning to training tomorrow, I was reading, but it doesn't necessarily mean he's gonna play. So that is a huge risk, and it's not as if he's a cheapo. He's 8.3 million. So I'm hoping that he can play for the sake of the managers that have got him in. Number 7 is Ollie Watkins. Again, no surprises there. Double game week. He doesn't score enough for me, but he's always playing, so I'm sure there's a
neither.
chance.
But he's going to play 2 games, and that's just the punt I'm going to take this week.
Yeah, no,
he's going to leave my squad in 2 weeks' time anyway.
Yeah, 100%. He's going to play 90 minutes both games, no question. Aaron Queswell coming in at number 8. Nice price point still, 5.4. He's on set pieces, good player. Number 9 is Callum Wilson. Again, he was on the out list. He's now back on the ins. And finally, it pleases me, people are seeing the light. John Stones, number 10, topping off this list, please.
Look, I like to be right, and I like for you guys to be wrong. But Jack, you called this. John Stones has been playing well, and he's been keeping clean sheets. He's
been playing very well, and what I like as well is we all know Pep Roulette, but he doesn't often make changes in defence. When he's got a player like John Stones playing well, there's no need to get him out. And at 5 million for a City defender keeping as many clean sheets as they are, very, very happy to keep him in for a long, long time.
Absolutely. Shall we go into the fixtures this week? We've got quite a few to go through.
Let's do it.
So first up is Wolves West Brom.
Wolves have been playing bad recently. I mean, they're right down there. I don't think there's any threat of relegation, but they just can't string at all a few games together. That said, they are playing their West Midlands derby rivals, West Brom. I'm going to go 2-0 Wolves.
Exactly my thinking. Exactly.
Oh, we're doing this again, Jim.
Yeah.
We're going to go.
But you're going first this time.
I actually think West Brom's going to score. I do think Wolves will still get there. Let's say 2-1 Wolves. Leeds, Brighton.
Oh, I think this will be a close game. I can see both teams scoring. Brighton were good against City. It was a shame they were playing City. I think they would have got points off any other team, to be honest, the way they played. I think this will be tight. I'm going to go 1-1.
Okay.
Again, I agree.
Wow. Okay. I'm actually going to give this one to Brighton. They looked really good at the weekend. Honestly, I think if they were playing pretty well any other team in the league, they would have won that game. And actually, an interesting side thought. So Bernardo, who is a 3.9 defender, he was playing basically left wing. It'll be interesting to see whether he starts again. And if so, he might need to enter some squads.
For 3.9, absolutely. The only thing is, I mean, there could be some reshuffling when Tariq Lamptey's back fit, and I don't know where Bernardo fits into that. But I think there's no sign of when Lamptey's coming back in, so I think he's definitely for a double game week. He's a bit of a punt.
I also just wonder, like, if I was a manager and I see my team, admittedly lose to City, but play like that when, you're pretty much losing every week, I would say, okay, I know I've got the big stars and whatnot, but, take a seat on the bench for a little while. Let's see what we can do with these guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
West Ham, Burnley.
Oh, God.
Silence. All right.
No, so I'm just letting Jack go first this time.
Yeah, well, do you know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of their form, and I think it's roughly similar. I think Burnley have started to come into their own a little bit, but West Ham are playing really well. I'm going to go for another 1-1.
So I am very similar. I think both teams are going to go into this game, which is borderline turnip, I've got to say. In fact, probably will be with the result I'm going to envision, is that they're both going to go into this fixture thinking that they can win it, but they're not. Neither of them are. It's going to be 0-0.
I really hope it is 0-0. I'm in big on West Ham this week, so a 0-0 would sort me out. Look, this is not going to be the best game of the game week. Let's just say that. I want to say this is going to be 1-0 to West Ham, and it's going to be a really gross goal.
And Antonio 2 yards out.
Suchek.
Oh, God. If Antonio scores, I may have to delete the app from my phone.
Yeah, no, please don't do another 4-goal thriller with Antonio again, Jack. Please.
Oh man,
please.
I've got a good history with
Jez still has nightmares of that.
I can't take it, man.
We go way back, me and Mikel. He saved me that game against Norwich last season. Oh, beautiful. 24 points. Oh, incredible.
Because you were scared you were going to lose the league. And then, yeah.
Enough about Mikel Antonio. That guy haunts me. Fulham, Chelsea.
Fulham, Chelsea. I mean, West London derby. I actually think playing-wise, this will be a closer game than we think. I think the scoreline will say otherwise. I'm going to go 2-0 Chelsea.
Ooh.
I think that's about right. But honestly, I mean, I would love that. But knowing my luck, because I've got 2 Chelsea defenders, that Fulham will get a goal. And they did get that goal in the week as well. So I can see it being more like 2-1 Chelsea.
Do you know what? I'm calling this one. Fulham 2-1.
Wow. No, mate.
Yes. Yep.
Who are the goal scorers? Go on.
Well, Lookman's obviously going to score. I think it's hard to know who the second one's going to be, thinking about it.
Exactly. So that's not going to be 2 goals.
You know what?
Moving on.
Ruben Loftus-Cheek is going to score. That's who.
He can't. He's on loan from Chelsea. He can't play.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Exactly.
Okay. Lookman's going to score twice. There you go. Leicester, Southampton.
2 great managers, 2 great teams. They play great football. I think this is going to be a really good game. It's the kind of game where Jamie Vardy's going to relish it against a really tired, slow Bednarek. I'm going to go 2-1 Leicester.
I really hope you're right.
I hope that's not the case. And am I going to regret not having Vardy in?
I am.
I hope you both regret it.
I don't know. I don't think Southampton are that easy to turn over this season.
Look,
as it's been
they're not,
proven.
but like...
Even away, I think they might
speed
get
is going to get past them.
Possibly. I mean, yeah. Damn, I can't call it. Do you know what? With how things have been going, I don't think it's going to be a thriller. I'm going to say it's going to be 1-0. And yeah, I'm going to give it Leicester 1-0. But it's probably going to be Barnes that's going to get it.
If it is Barnes, I'll kick myself because it's between him and Grealish for me. But anyway, this is going to be 3-1 Leicester. Jamie Vardy is going to score all 3. Thank you very much.
Ooh, big.
Sheffield Spurs.
So this has got a 4-0 on it to Spurs. 2 goals from Son, 2 goals from Kane. Thank you and good night.
For me, this is a similar Fulham v Chelsea. I think you've got the underdog Sheffield United against a good team in Tottenham. I think playing wise, you'll be close. I think it'll be a shutout. I think Sheffield United will defend well, but they'll still concede. You just can't. Harry Kane can do anything against any side. So I'm going to go 2-0 Tottenham.
Yeah,
I'm going to agree with that. I think it's going to be 2-0 Tottenham. Honestly, I don't know who's going to score. It's probably going to be Kane and Son. They're probably going to assist each other. That's just how it goes. Yeah. Liverpool, Man U.
So it pains me to say, but I think this one is going to be a Liverpool win. And I think it's going to be Mo Salah quite like at his best.
I hope it is.
I think it will be close. It's like a huge game. This is always a good fixture to watch, like any time. And I think it's going to be like 3-2 to Liverpool. Yeah.
I think this would be a good game. It'll be a tight game. I think this is a game made for a Scouser. I think Trent is going to turn up. I think he's going to do big. We haven't seen him much this season, but I can see an attacking return for him here. I think it'll be a Liverpool win. I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool.
Do you know what? I think this is going to be a really scrappy game and also not that great a game, if you can believe it. I think it's going to be 1-1.
Oh, I can believe it.
I reckon Bobby's going to ping one in with his head. And, God, who's going to score for United? It's probably going to be Rashford. He's in good form.
No, let it be Bruno.
Look, I don't want that result. I want Bruno and Mo to both score, but, here we are. Man City, Crystal Palace, 5-0 Man City.
I'm gonna go there. I'll honestly probably like 2-0 City.
I'm also going 2-0 City. I think this is going to be... They're going to be comfortable, City. I don't think they're going to push themselves too hard. I think they're going to control it from start to finish. I don't think they'll concede. And I think De Bruyne and Sterling will get on the score sheet.
It's going to be Gundogan brace.
Incorrect on so many levels. Arsenal, Newcastle.
Newcastle. I'm going to go 5 clean sheets in a row for Arsenal in this. I think they're looking really good, and I also back them against what are looking like a relegation threat in Newcastle side. Yep. I think we'll score. I didn't watch the game against Palace tonight, but I think it will be one which we need to bounce back from. So I'm going to go 2-0 Arsenal.
So I don't think Newcastle are going to get relegated for one.
Because they've already got 19 points, and let's be honest, the bottom 3, are they going to get 19 points in the next 19 games?
No, absolutely not. They're definitely not going to be relegated. They should have got at least a... they were really unlucky against Sheffield United. I've already mentioned it, but Palace looked like they could have won, to be honest. The best chances tonight were from Palace, so they were unlucky to only go away with 1 point. And that said, I think it'll be 2-1 to Arsenal. Yeah. I do think Newcastle are going to be giving it all because of they were robbed, in my opinion, at Sheffield.
I can't see Newcastle doing anything attacking this game. It's going to exist purely in their own half. The only chance is if Wilson gets sent on a long ball and he's quicker than Holding and David Luiz, which he is, but he manages to get through both of them without being taken out. Perfect ball over the top. Who's going to deliver that? Because he does play for Newcastle, remember. 2-0 Arsenal. West Ham, West Brom.
This is the worst game. Worst game of the game week, no question. I'm looking at West Brom and I've only got a 0 next to their name. I can't see them scoring this season. I really can't see them scoring. I think if they're playing Wolves and West Ham this game week. I think if you've got Wolves or a West Ham defender, happy days. That said, they're in the fight of their lives, aren't they, down there? They'll cause West Ham some frustrations up top. I'm going to go for a slight win for West Ham, 1-0.
I'm going to say, I was thinking that, but I think it's going to be 0-0.
Do you know, I'm inclined to agree. I think this is going to be just such a bad game.
Yeah.
It's going to be 0-0. That's what it is. Leicester, Chelsea.
I think
this might be my game of the week.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great game. Again, two very, very attacking teams. Two very difficult games for Leicester. I mean, I wouldn't like having, despite them playing a double, I wouldn't want a Leicester defender in this one.
No.
Yep.
I think there'll be goals in this. I'm going to go 2-2.
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm going to say 2-1 to Chelsea.
Look, so long as Chelsea concede, I think I'll be happy. I really want this one to be high scoring as well. I'm not sure if it will be. Let's go with 1-1. Manchester City, Aston Villa. I'm also intrigued by this game. I think this one's going to be a lot closer than it looks on paper.
Possibly, but I think Man City are going to go mental still and destroy Villa. I hope not, because I've just got Martinez in, and I do not have Kevin De Bruyne. And we all know if City do anything, it's because Big Kev is in there amongst it all. So, yeah, I'm going to say 2-1 to Man City.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. I would like a Villa clean sheet. To be honest, I'd like a City clean sheet as well. I'd love a 0-0, but it's not going to happen. 2-1 City.
I'm always going to back a City clean sheet unless I see a reason to say no. I think it's going to be 2-0 City.
Wow. Okay. Fulham Man U.
Ooh, so if this isn't 2-0 to Man United, there's something that's gone wrong. I do think it's going to be 2-0 to Man United, even away. I don't think Fulham will have it in them in this game. It's a late one as well, 8:15 on Wednesday night. Oof. Yeah, I think the quality will just do it. 2-0.
I tend to agree with you. United have just hit their form as well, which is strange considering they're coming first, but they've only just hit their form. I can't see them being stopped by Fulham.
I agree.
2-0.
I agree with you both. 2-0.
Liverpool, Burnley.
8-0 Liverpool.
No, do you know what? I think Liverpool could struggle in this one because Liverpool don't like teams that will just sit back and do nothing, and that's exactly what Burnley are going to do. There's going to be a big fat boss. His name is Loughton. 1-0 Liverpool. It's going to be a really crappy goal from Minamino when he comes on in the 87th minute.
I've got it down as 1-0 to Liverpool again. Yeah.
The 8-0 was clearly a joke. I think it'll be big. I've gone 3-0 Liverpool here, and I'm going to go. The fact that they play at home, they're so good at Anfield, and I think Burnley, they don't like to rotate their players. They don't have the squad depth, and I think it's going to be a difficult game for them against West Ham again away 5 days earlier. I think they're going to struggle. I'm going to go 3-0 Liverpool.
Wow. Okay. And the last game for this huge game week is Aston Villa Newcastle, the reallocated fixture.
Okay. I think this will be 2-0 Villa.
I'm going to go 2-1.
I tend to agree. If this is not a Villa clean sheet, I quit. Sorry, that's what it is. Right. Let's see how we go next week, guys. This has been good. If you do want to join our FPL Faff mini league, you can do so with the code DKSORK. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, click that little thing that makes sure every time we release a new episode, you get to hear it first. And if you're watching us on YouTube, click the subscribe button. Guys, this has been good. Until next time.
It's been great. Bye-bye.
Bye.